I do have an updated picture because a lot of people wanted to see this. We will be posting this also on the internet. This is an updated color picture. And this was also given to me, this one personally, by a man named Mr. Mesfin, who works with the Addis Tourist and Culture Society. You can research these things. And after I told him of my experience with Abba Kadus, who is now known as Haile Selassie, he sat back and looked around and gave us his testimony of a mass sighting of Emperor Haile Selassie at Entoto. And a lot of Ethiopians know where this place is. It's a holy place where they have holy healing spring baths. Orthodox Christians, not Rastas. A church full of Orthodox Christians cited the man as a Bahatawe. So these sightings are popular in Ethiopia. They're just not spoken of because there are people like the FBI, the CIA, and the KGB who want to silence the reality of a Jesus Christ being alive in the 20th and 21st century. And that's just a fact. Who want to believe it can believe it, but who want to know, as I say, I challenge you to research it intelligently and wisely. So this is the information I bring forward. I want to share something also with a lot of people. I don't know if you can zoom in on this, my brother, but this is an ancient Kemetan, or whatever we would call Nubian hieroglyphic. And it basically says, Usur Mat Ra'a Septepen Ra, which is where the whole Koresh or the Christ or the anointed Messiah idea comes from, like 3000 BC, the Isis, Horus, Osiris scenarios that people speak of in the Kemetan science. You have day, and you have night, and you have the fact that eventually day overtakes night for a period of time, and then night overtakes day for a period of time. This is the anthroprimordial, astrophysiological reality of man on planet Earth. And this is from thousands of years before recorded history. And then when it was recorded, it was first recorded in the Nile Valley civilizations, written in stone, carved 3 or 4 inches deep into the pyramids. And this is predating any biblical record by over 4,000 years. So this is why the Africans and the Kemetans have a divine claim to the man who they call Jesus Christ. Because as you know, we have an equinox and a solstice. I'm sorry, a solstice is from north to south, and equinox is from east to west. This is the path of the sun throughout the year, and also throughout a 26,000 year course. The sun goes to the different zodiacal houses. Anybody who's familiar with astronomy and astrology would know of these things. The whole idea of a Christ or a Koresh or a Messiah comes from anyone who studies their behavior throughout the different seasons and works on perfecting their demeanor and their behavior. As in Hawaii, you have a spirit called Aloha. Anybody who comes here can feel the warm love of the spirit that they call Aloha. This is an attribute of original man, an original woman, primordial, where they didn't have to write things down because they didn't lie to each other. People told the truth to each other. And the longer you told the truth and lived in harmony with the earth, the longer you lived. And that's why you have record of men and women living as long as 14 and 1500 years, as well as the Indians and the Nagababas, who also have record, the Hunzaland people, who have record of their ancestors 300 and 400 years. The traditions of Om Shakti in the Himalayas, of the Sannyasin monks, they visit their masters who are hundreds of years old. So why can't these things exist in the Rastafari nation? Is it because of the mentality of the Western thinker, that he doesn't want to open his mind to a reality that man could be God and God could be man if he so desire? So this is what we are bringing to the world through Rastafari here in the 21st century. No more foolishness about Selassie I God and saying those things without any proof and knowledge. We are going to prove, and this is what my entire intention here is all about, proving that not just Haile Selassie, any man, any woman can achieve this status, what they call God, simply by this thing that they call righteousness, truth, and justice. That is what these men represented thousands of years ago. If you follow the laws of righteousness, truth, and justice, you will become a Koresh or a Christ. And after trotting the earth in righteousness, truth, and justice, you perfect the vibratory rate of your own flesh, and it doesn't get old. You create an auric body that doesn't allow disease to enter into it, and you just begin to glow and shine and live. And as long as you are a benefit to planet Earth, you won't go nowhere. And these people still exist, they just know how to hide themselves from the face of man. They have a tradition right here in Hawaii that they have blasphemed their own elders, calling them Menehune, when their original title is Mana Hui, which means the family of power, the group of powerful people. The original Mana Hui knew how to disappear from the white settlers and the conquerors who were killing off their people by the tens of thousands with disease and deception. They knew how to go into the hills and into the caves of these very Hawaiian islands, and they still exist to this very day, and they appear to who they want to at times. And I know this from my experience on the Big Island. So that's a story right here in Hawaii and Polynesia. You have it in Ethiopia, you have it in Indonesia, you have it in China, you have it in all different races and all different cultures all over the world. So this is what I is bringing to the idea. We have it in Nubia, Africa also. And this is our tradition that we are sharing with our people as well as with all people in mankind. And I have all of this information here. We will be creating this website so that we can, or this YouTube viewing space, so that we can continually communicate. I can't answer a lot of these emails right now, but I will answer them in the very near future. Enough respect to each and every one who realizes these truths. And I will use this quotation from the book of Hebrews chapter 11. It says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen. So people who don't have this true loving faith in their heart, they don't need to try and bash it. Because if I don't believe in Buddha, I'm not going to go around bashing Buddha. Enough respect to the Buddhists, because I am a humanitarian. And whatever makes your clock tick, then just make it tick, you know. But Rastafari moves to the beat of King Haile Selassie. The Christians love Jesus. Leave them alone. Just deal with the type of person they are. You understand? So this is what Rasta is saying. This is what Bob Marley was saying when he was talking about one love. I'm just saying it in a more anthropological or educational kind of way. But it's the same thing. One love, one heart. We only have about 3 or 4 years to make a difference, my brothers and sisters. Because you can see politically they're making a difference already. Financially, they're making a difference already. And militarily, they're making a difference already. So I now have grandchildren in the earth. And I'm very concerned about what type of world they have to grow up in. I'm not just going to change the channel on that. So this is why it's my responsibility to bring forth this type of information to whosoever will have ears to hear and pay attention to it. See him? Alright, we're going to take a break for right now. Come forward and come on.